I'd cover this because I haven't seen anyone else cover it, and this has been an update. I saw something about this like 2 months ago. The new article is out. Haftar, the warlord in charge of like eastern Libya, has offered to resettle 1 million Palestinians in Libya. But Western-backed collapse of a state, warlord backed by Russia, by the way. So we all know about the Zion network's connection to Russia. Shabad. I'm not going to go there. Yeah, Haftar, he's promising, I'll resettle the Palestinians in another war zone, Libya. So from one war zone to a slightly better war zone, because in Gaza there's nothing left, and they've done that on purpose, by the way. So I couldn't understand, like Hamas are an organization with a few hang gliders and AKs, and Israel's meant to have like the most modern army in the Middle East, like the most high-tech, sophisticated, billions sent from the USA to Israel, best trained soldiers, everything. And they couldn't defeat Hamas. It's been 2 years. All I'm seeing is they seem to leave a city, come back, leave a city, bomb, then leave, bomb some more, then leave, move the population up and down the strip willy-nilly. And they're doing it on purpose. So there's nothing left, basically. So then there's no other option, but they have to leave. That's the point. The point is they just destroy absolutely everything. So there's no other option than they have to leave. And that was probably always the war goal. But then they so we have to get Hamas. You see, they're hiding under hospitals and they're hiding under every single building in the whole of the strip. And so we just have to firebomb the whole thing. There's nowhere left for them to go. And they're going to go, well, we can't support these people. And they're starving, so they're going to have to go somewhere else. We just can't get the humanitarian aid in. There's only one thing left to do, to send them somewhere else. And we're going to read this article about the plans of where they're going to send them. Libya, but there's also another country on there, another war zone. Khalifa Haftar, deranged CIA-backed warlord, by the way, who was friends with Gaddafi till Gaddafi realised he was a traitor and left him to die in Chad, which is hilarious. But unfortunately, he made it back to America, where he plotted and then overthrew Gaddafi, by the way. This guy. He is a rat. I mean, Gaddafi described him perfectly. He is a rat. He's alleged to grant citizenship to 1 million Palestinians in return for greater control over the country's oil resources. In another article, it said also to unfreeze the assets. So there's two governments in Libya. One's like the National Accord, and then there's one led by him. There's two governments anyways. And they're both shams. And the one's backed by the Turks, and another one is backed by France and Russia, which is Haftar. And then another one is the Turkish-backed regime. And they keep saying, we're going to hold elections, but every single time they do polling on that, it looks like Colonel Gaddafi's son's going to win, Saif al-Islam. Now, Saif al-Islam, what I'll say about him right now, that guy's a bit dodgy himself. He had connections with the Rothschilds, Peter Mandelson, and he's allegedly married to an Israeli model. But that was probably Gaddafi's trying to get in with the West when the Cold War ended. So, got to marry someone off to an Israeli. Didn't work. Completely backfired. And that's why Libya is now in a state of anarchy. But let's just add 1.5 Palestinians to the anarchy. Why not? The report quoted Israeli agricultural minister in Libya as an ideal destination for a plan to relocate 1.5 million Palestinians from Gaza. Oh, it's ideal. It's ideal. It's a war zone. With open slave markets, people just get on boats to Europe all the time. It's just complete. It's an anarchy. It's a failed state. There's just warlords everywhere, and these warlords don't even properly control the country. That's why Saif al-Islam's been have to hide in the desert because the warlords can't even extend full control over it. So it's a large uncontrollable desert now, just flooded with weapons. So that's a perfect place to send the Palestinians. So that's not going to end. That's not going to end terribly. It's between Gaza and Libya made the scheme viable. Oh, they're just similar. They're both shitholes which have been destroyed by certain people. Look up Sarkozy early life section, and it would cost only a few $1 billion, and that Palestinian refugees could help develop Libya. Yeah, they can help develop Libya. In what way? Haftar's going to probably force them into his army so that he can conquer the rest of it. I'm guessing. The US Embassy in Tripoli has previously dismissed reports that Washington is pursuing a Gaza to Libya relocation plan, calling them false rumours. That's why all these European states are coming out and saying we're going to recognise Palestine because they're trying to save face because they don't want to look like the bad guys when all these people are going to get deported. Oh, we recognise them. We didn't do shit, but we recognise them. Bye-bye, we're recognising you, but we're not going to really do anything to stop you from being ethnically cleansed. According to Navarro, the alleged plan also envisages more than 800,000 Gazans to Syria. Oh yeah, let's send them to fucking Syria, that country which is also an ethnic strife. Let's just send 800,000 Gazans. Maybe they can be reported by Giuliani into more Islamist gangs because they've got no other option, and then maybe they can ethnically cleanse the Alawites and the Druze and whatever. And then maybe then that will give the Israelis more of an excuse to set up their Druze puppet state. Wow, fantastic. This is a horrible idea. Let's just send them to war zones. Let's just send people from one war zone to another war zone. Why don't these rich Gulf states take them? Like, they're also culturally similar to Gaza. They're also Sunni Islam. They're also Salafi. They're also, they're rich in oil. These aren't war zones. Why don't they take them? Because they've done shit all to help them. They've done shit all. We sent some, I don't know, we dropped something onto the ocean. We did some airdrops. Why don't they fucking take them? I think they should be able to stay in their own homeland, Gaza. But no. But if they have to leave somewhere, why don't they go to the people who did nothing for them, who've got the wealth? No, they don't want to take them. They just send them to. This just bribe the corrupt leaders of Syria and Libya, two failed states, to take them so that they can wallow around in anarchy there. And then, of course, they'll be getting on a small boat to Europe, because who the fuck wants to stay in one war zone and then go to another one? Which is said to have investigated in real estate projects and potential offshore hydrocarbon resources in the region. Yeah, well, maybe when your crown prince has a picture with Epstein, maybe that's the real reason. But yeah, that's basically it.
You look me in the eye and you tell me which one of you two let that filthy nonce back on our streets.